Hey, it's been ages since I've made a video, but I've been a bit busy to say the least.
I have been busier than a cat bearing shit on concrete.
The reason I wanted to do this video was this information wasn't readily available, or better to say probably concise when I was looking for it. So I feel like those are the best videos to make as they're the most helpful. Coming up, I'll discuss why I bought this setup, cover tractor power, quality of cut, speed, fuel economy, turning radius, turf damage, and compare it to traditional lawnmowers or garden tractors or zero turns from my experience. So my conundrum was this. In the last year, I bought an old dump on some prime real estate and turned it into this place. Gutted it inside and out, fixed up our previous house, sold that, moved out, and in here, all with a new baby during peak COVID hysteria and still working. Shout out to my old man for helping, or I couldn't have pulled it off. It's not done yet, but it's more than livable. Now with that chaos mostly behind me, I can focus on other issues like tractor needs. So here we are. I now have acreage to mow and thousands of feet of snow blowing come winter, with the added challenge of most of the drive being road millings and not pavement or concrete. Maybe I'll do another video on the millings later or review the snow blower for the 2380 come this winter. I wanted to find the best tractor for those jobs without ending up having like 4 tractors that were all single purpose. More machines is more crap to take care of and more things to break and store. After all my research, I ended up buying a Kubota BX2380 with a 60-inch mower deck and a 50-inch snowblower, as this appeared to be the winner when it came to tackling those two massive jobs, being mowing and snowblowing. Let's see if this was the right choice. Let me just note that I do have a bigger tractor with a front-end loader, as that is super important too if you have any amount of property. The problem with the bigger tractor is you can't mow nearly as nice, and then you run into the issue of only having pull behind snow blowers or drive over snow blowers, or you have to go in reverse the whole time, and I am not interested in doing that. The only other tractor that piqued my interest, or I thought could do a similar job, was from the green side of things, and something in the 700 series with 4-wheel drive, would still have a 60-inch mower deck and would still have a front mount snowblower. But two issues I have with that is it was more expensive, and the dealership is another 30 minutes away. And for something like this, especially if the guys are good at the dealership, you don't want them to be super far away. If you ever end up having an issue, you got 1 or 2 tractors or more, I mean, you got $50, $60 to $100,000 worth of equipment, which you're kind of beating up. If you need parts or you need service, it's nice to have them close. Now you can see this clip here has been running for a minute, and you can see how clean this cuts. The mower deck adjusts all the way from 2.5 inches, I'm pretty sure, to 6 inches of height, which is a huge plus if you're ever straying away from anything but a suburban lot or something like that. Rocks, branches, stumps can cause massive damage. 6-inch height can bypass quite a bit. You'll see cut is uniform and flat, and the mower deck, even at 60 inches, can manage to not scalp the lawn unless it's like in terrible shape or damaged by ground moles or something like that. The mower blades are nearly exactly the same size as the deck, which means where you line up is where you're going to get the cut. And I'm quite impressed with the quality of cut here. I'm not one to do golf course quality care, but this cut is as nice or better than any other mower I've had or used, typically with enough other positives that just completely tip it over the scale. All right, you can see here now we've ripped through this small part of the front yard here, and it's a clean cut, smooth. I kind of went full speed where I could. I know there's a lot of turning in this little spot, but the whole yard is fresh seed. I mean, I planted the whole yard from scratch, leveled it, new dirt, everything. So if it had another year of growth, it'd be even tougher, and you wouldn't even have this grass knocked down right now, really. So it's nice and clean, and it hasn't even done damage to to this grass. Now, speaking of damage to the grass or turf damage, I got this tractor with R14 tires. They're the hybrid between AG and turf, and they seem to do perfect. I mean, you'd have to crank the wheel super sharp or be in four-wheel drive all the time. And with this tractor, you get the option of not running in four-wheel drive, not running in positive traction, and it seems to work really well. All right, let's talk power. I've got a couple spots of about a full season's worth of weed growth, and just run at about 3,000 RPM with that mid PTO shaft driven deck, and it just tears right through, no bog, and evidence is in the video right here. I usually wouldn't mow through that much crap. I mean, I don't know what's down there, but for demonstration purposes, I figured it'd be worth it. You can see the only thing that it didn't cut through was the stuff that was so thick, the mower deck itself just flattened it out, and it never got up in the blades. But other than that, it chews it up and spits it out. No bogging. I suppose if I were to go, full speed, 9 miles an hour or something like that, I probably could bog it out, but I mean, that's mowing like a maniac, not knowing what's down there too. All right, let's talk turning radius. Very important question for a main mower, and I've got a couple tests here. I got a, circle tote. It's got some electrical supplies in it. Threw it out in the grass, and let's see. I mean, I've got a traditional lawn tractor here, and I literally cannot tell the difference in turning radius for this much larger tractor. Not to mention the full power steering is super nice. All right, so you can see here we got the Kubota BX2380, and then up next we'll have a standard lawn tractor, garden tractor type, Husqvarna with a 48-inch deck. Kind of common for a comparison. I've used lawn tractors and garden tractors for over 20 years and this has essentially the same turning radius as the best ones that I've used of those. Obviously, it doesn't stand up to a zero turn, but I have different issues with that. So obviously, a zero turn can turn zero, so it can turn much sharper, but unless you're making money every day mowing lawns, the lack of utility and needing two hands all the time, can't answer your phone, can't get a drink, can't hold on to tools, not interested in that. All right, fuel economy, a big one. It's a benefit of all diesels. They all get better fuel economy, but on a full, this tank brimmed, I got 15 hours, and that was mowing, dragging the pasture out there you can see, pulling some trees around, and generally, using it, not just idling it. If you were really going at it, you could probably still get 10, 12 hours easy on, I think it's a 6-gallon tank. That is a full day on one tank. And if you've used regular gasoline tractors, you can get an hour and a half to 2 if you're lucky working a tractor like that. And with the main yard around the house, the front you've seen, the back, the pasture, the big fields in the back, I'm going to need all the economy I can get for that diesel. Last but not least, ride comfort and looks, I guess, they do matter. I mean, these things are, pretty darn close to $20,000, and you plan on using it for 2 decades. But it comes with a high back seat, a little bit of suspension on the seat, springs. It's not too bad mowing decent terrain, but as with any tractor, there's not real suspension, so bad turf is pretty bumpy. But overall, it's more comfortable. I mean, the fact that it has cruise control, power steering, and a pretty comfy big seat that's adjustable, I would say it's pretty comfortable. All right, I think I covered all the information that had concerned me, so hopefully it helps some of you. Quality of cut, mowing power, turf risk, fuel economy, turning radius, comfort, speed, and more.